This next stretch is going to open up the front of your hip like crazy. So what we're going to focus on to get into position first is we're going to step with our feet together. I'm going to take one very large big step forward. Once we're here, our goal is going to be to get our hands down here and then bend this front leg. Once we have this front leg bent, we're basically in position right here where we stand. So what you're going to focus on is squeezing this glute of that back hip and just leaning into it. Here we go. As we get into this 1 minute hold here, there is a lot of different ways you can take this to make this a little bit harder. You can put your right hand up on top of this leg and push your torso up a little bit. If you have it in you, you could completely just go onto this front leg and you could just sit here and let this hip stretch out. Make sure you're keeping this glute tight. But for those of you who can't get all the way in that position, keep your hands down here. It's great. Think about keeping that knee right outside that shoulder, straightening that back leg, flexing that back glute, and you're just going to feel this hip on fire. Just going to be ripping up and stretching the front of that hip so much. This one is so amazing. This is one of those stretches I have people do where they do it and they walk a little differently afterwards because, like I said, they don't realize how tight their hip flexors are. It's throwing off their stride. It's throwing off their gait so much. So we're going to hold this for another 5 seconds. It's going to be a very easy transition over. What we're going to do is we're going to step back into push-up position and step the other foot forward. That is the best way to switch this one up. So now you can see it from the angle you're at now. You can see this glute is also getting stretched right now. The bottom of this hip, this hamstring tie-in, all that's getting stretched too. But I do need to focus on flexing this back leg, tightening this back glute. And like I said, if you can, get up on top of this knee. If you can, go all the way up and hold it. But if you need to, keep hands on the ground and just stay where you feel comfortable. We're loosening this hip up. This is one of our favorite ways to get the hips loose and just honestly get the gait of your walk really where it needs to be, because most people have such tight hip flexors they do not realize how much is messing up with their daily walking every day. A lot of people have clicking their hips, clicking their knees, and really it's just because this hip flexor is so tight, just yanking on the hip all day. We're going to soak in the stretch for 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful.